Jason lost his dad to heart disease after cancer. He speaks lovingly of what has been passed from father to son. His is a very personal and inspirational story.
Back in the 90s, he was diagnosed with lung cancer, which he got as a result of working in the hospital. He dealt with a lot of noxious chemicals, degenerative discs in his back, so he ended up in a wheelchair towards the end. It was actually a very short period of time. We're talking probably less than 5 years, but it seemed like forever at that time. We would not have made it through without a good hospice. This was home hospice, so this was, yeah, Delaware Hospice. I remember right after he had passed away, one of the first things I had to do was wait on a bachelor party. And at the bachelor party, the guy's father was there, and he stood up and toasted his son and, you know, said all of these wonderful things. And I'm trying to punch in their order, and I'm hearing all of this, and I'm realizing that this is something that I'm not going to have. So that was really devastating. And I definitely had a couple dark months. Ian Weiner was an awesome guy. He was a respiratory therapist by profession in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And he worked in the Pennsylvania hospital system for a long time, but also it was important work, and he had a really good team with him. And I have a lot of fond memories of spending a lot of time there when I was young in his department and hanging out with me and all those guys. And they all, you know, I hadn't seen any of them probably in more than 20 years, and they all came to his funeral. He was relatively easygoing, but he was someone who was usually in charge, and people respected him, I think, because of his easygoing nature. When he had to put his foot down about something, it was very clear that that was necessary. It wasn't like he was a taskmaster. So people respected him. Yeah, firm and fair, absolutely. His relationship with his dad was better towards the end. It was definitely strained at times. Growing up in North Philadelphia, his dad kind of did what he had to do to help the family survive, and I think that caused a lot of tension between the two of them. And when my parents split up, I was 11, and there was definitely a lot of tension between the two of them. And my dad was really good about kind of helping me get a different perspective on what was going on, because I was taking a lot of it personally. He was funny. He was really sarcastic, which is probably where I get my sarcasm from. And I know that I picked up a lot of his mannerisms without even realizing it. But picture, I call my dad half scientist, half poet, because he was. He was really, he wrote poetry, but he also, you know, had this knack for mechanical and medical things, and had a huge heart, really cared about people, and that showed in everybody who supported him and cared for him. Yeah. And he was the head of a department, so it was kind of funny. He was living in a motor lodge out of plastic bags, and I would go and see him, and we'd like eat junk food out of the vending machine, and here he is running a department in a hospital. We went fishing every once in a while. We would shop a lot. That was just kind of our culture, antiquing, things like that. He would definitely be with my stepmom, Mary Jean, and their kids. And so we would all probably hang out together, and that group of people, which was so great at the end of his life, they found out they're just hysterical. And it's like there's so much love and light in that family, and so all they do is laugh and crack jokes, and no matter what is happening, the entire time that my dad was sick, they were so supportive, and we're able to keep laughter present through the entire thing. So you can have a lot of friends that mean nothing to you, or you can have some really tight friends that mean a lot. I think that through his kind of example, a lot of times my really close friends, I can go a year without seeing them and we just pick up right where we left off, which is great. It's like no time has gone by, and he used to do that a lot. It gets easier every day. You're never going to get over the loss, but it does get easier every day. And, you know, I try and live my life now saying, in a lot of situations, what would he do?